Hey folks, Brian coming at you here. The Beast Mode Archery Challenge Games is coming up quick here in Wisconsin at Tyrol Basin. Is on June 12th and 13th. It's a 2-day event. And then on June 26th is the Pennsylvania at the Meadowcroft Rock Shelter Historic Village. That's a 1-day event with an optional 3D shoot on Sunday. So if you're watching this, you're probably signed up for one or both, and I'm looking forward to seeing you there. But I wanted to go over in depth kind of what to pack for, how to pack, and what you need to bring and what we're going to be bringing for you. Been getting a lot of questions on that, and like I said, it's coming up quick, so I wanted to go over in depth what you're going to need. So for the BMAC games, the first stage is the Beast course. The Beast course here in Wisconsin, it's going to be about a 5K, so it's right around 3.1 miles, give or take a little bit. And it's going to have around 1,300 feet of elevation gain and loss. So you're going to be doing a lot of climbing in that 3 miles. You are responsible for the weight for your division and category. So for example, the men's open in the Beast division, you're going to be carrying 40 pounds. And that means your whole pack weight, your total pack weight is 40 pounds. Not just the weight you have in it, but your total pack weight is 40 pounds. I'll have in the comments below what each division is responsible for carrying, as well it's going to be on the website too on beastmodearcherychallenge.com under the games. So be aware of that you are responsible for that weight and whatever it might be. You can choose to have a sandbag attached to your pack, or if you have a pack like this initial ascent here, you can have gear in here, okay? As long as the pack weighs 40 pounds, 30 pounds, whatever your division and category require. What that weight doesn't include is your bow weight, okay? Your bow is not included in that weight. This is different. Even if you attach your bow to your pack for the Beast division or for the Beast course, your bow is not included in that 40 pounds. That is your pack weight, okay? Now, what you're going to need for the Beast division, obviously your pack and your bow. You can choose if you want to carry your bow on your pack or not, or if you want to carry it in your hand. That's up to you, but again, your bow does not count towards the weight that you need to carry. You're going to want to carry water. So, Nalgene bottle or a bladder, that water can count towards your weight. But just know your pack is going to be weighed before and after you complete that course. So we are going to give you a little bit of a variance as long as it's within 2 pounds of if it's 40 pounds, as long as you come in at 38 pounds and above, you'll be fine. If not, you will have a time penalty for coming in too low. So be strategic on that in terms of how much water to pack. We will have at least one water station, if not 2, depending on how hot it is at the event. So there will be water available, but I highly recommend you having water with you. Now, I highly advise trekking poles. If I was doing this event, I would have my bow attached to my pack, and I'd be using trekking poles, especially for the Wisconsin course, because I know what that's going to be like. Pennsylvania, I still don't know, but I imagine it's going to be just as hilly, if not more, and probably more treacherous because those climbs are going to be a little bit more steep out there, I believe. So I highly recommend having trekking poles. If it's wet, if it rains there the week beforehand, it's going to be very, very slippery because some of the climbs are pretty steep. Again, here in Wisconsin, you're going to have a drainage that you're walking up through. Right now it's been dry and there is some water in it. So again, if it's wet, be prepared for some water that you're going to have to go through. Nothing too deep, but just be prepared for that. So highly recommend some sort of trekking poles, whether if you carry 1 or 2 or none, it's up to you, but I highly recommend trekking poles. In terms of footwear, some people will be flying in trail running shoes. I would not be. I would be wearing my hunting boots, my crispy boots. So whatever you use for hunting is what I would be wearing for the Beast course. There's some sections that are rocky, some sections that you're traversing across, you're kind of side hilling it. So you're going to want something with good ankle support. So rather if that means full-blown hiking boots or hunting boots, or something like these ultra trail running boots that have good ankle support, but maybe they're not as stiff, that's up to you. The boots in your clothing is something that you can change from stage to stage. That's something I'm not requiring you to have the same footwear for every stage. So be aware of that. In terms of your backpack and your bow, that has to be the same from every stage. You can't come into the beast course with a lightweight pack, like a day bag, and then come with your full-on elk hunting pack for the pack out. So you have to have the same pack and the same bow and archery equipment throughout all stages. Okay, so that's the beast course. Again, if you have any questions on that, contact me or look online. But be looking at least a 3-mile course with a lot of ups and downs. There is one thing that we're going to have on the beast course, and that is there's going to be a spot where you're going to need your optics. So you can carry your optics with you. You can have it in a bino harness and keep it on your chest, on your body the entire time, or you can put it in your backpack. And this can count towards the 40 pounds if you want it to, or whatever weight that you're required to carry. So on the beast course, there's going to be a spot where you're going to have to stop and spot something. I'm not going to tell you what it is right now, but you're going to need your binoculars to spot this and to write it down. We'll be supplying pens or pencils and paper, little note cards, for you to write down what it is. If you don't take the time to do that, you're going to have a time penalty. So this event is replicating, simulating hunting scenarios and things that we're going to encounter, whether it be we're in the whitetail woods here in the Midwest, or out west elk hunting, or high country mule deer hunting, whatever it might be. So we're going to need our optics. You're going to need optics for the beast course, okay? And you're going to need access to your bow during the beast course. So be thinking about that. All right. After the beast course comes the pursuit stage. This stage is what I'm really excited about. We were not able to have this last year because of the pandemic and just the logistics of it and the proximity that we'd all have to be. So this year we can have this stage. I call it the pursuit stage. Think of it as an obstacle course. A fast pace is going to be relatively short. If you've done our indoor beast mode events, it's going to be similar to that, where we're doing a challenge or an exercise, moving on, shooting, going on to another challenge, moving on, shooting. So it's going to be pretty fast paced. We're going to keep it to around a 10-minute round, hopefully less than a 10-minute round that it's going to take. Be prepared. You are going to have your pack, again, with the weight that you required in the first stage. You're going to have that same weight, same pack for the pursuit stage. It's going to include things like the hoist that we've done indoors. It's going to have the over-unders that we've had indoors. We're going to have a sled drag. We're going to probably have some type of balance challenge that you're going to have to do. And a few other things that we're working the details out still. But again, think of it as a short obstacle course, and we're going to have 4 targets that you're going to be shooting on that. So you're going to have your bow, at least 4 arrows. And I guess let's talk about that. So the way that you carry your arrows has to be on a quiver on your bow or somehow secured to your backpack. I prefer the bow because you can get the arrow off quick, whereas if you have your arrows in your backpack, you might have to take the pack off for every shot or whatever it might be. So I would highly recommend having a quiver on your bow. So again, the pursuit stage will probably run in heats of maybe 8 people in a heat. And it's going to be kind of during that middle part of the day. Footwear, you can probably get by with more of a trail running shoe or a light hiker. Whereas the beast course was I would recommend more of a hiking boot. Guys, there's not going to be a lot of running on the beast course. I don't see there being a lot of running just because of the terrain and stuff. Some of you fast guys and gals, you might be. but it's going to be more of a fast hike, probably more than anything. So for the pursuit stage that we're talking about, you're going to have your pack, you're going to have your bow. Binoculars may not be needed. It depends on how precise you want to be with your shots, which I highly recommend that, because that's going to give you a time penalty or bonus. But I would recommend a rangefinder. Those will be unmarked, and you're going to have to range those targets if you want. So we have the beast stage, then we have the pursuit stage, and then the final stage for Saturday is the harvest stage, basically the 3D course. We're going to have somewhere in that 15 to 20 target 3D shoot, ranging in yardages probably from 3 yards to 60 yards. You will be able to use your optics, your binoculars on every target, and your rangefinder you'll be able to use on most targets. There will be some shots where you won't be able to range the target before shooting, so practice your distance judging. Your bow, again, is the same setup as what it was in the previous stages. You don't have to carry your pack if you don't want to, but it's going to be a fairly challenging course just for walking, so you might want to carry a pack with snacks and drinks and stuff. So yeah, I mean, that's the 3D course is going to be not your typical 3D shoot that you might have shot at like a local club. Every target will have a scenario, whether it be kneeling and shooting, standing, moving left or right from out behind an obstacle and make a shot. There might be a target where you don't even see the target until you have to move to the shooting stake, and then you get to shoot. So coming up with a lot of cool different scenarios. Again, these are all scenarios that you may encounter when hunting, so want to keep it as realistic as possible. So that's Saturday for both events. We will combine the score, your overall time from that day, add up any penalties or bonuses that you're gonna accumulate from your shooting from those 3 stages. And then for the Pennsylvania event, that's going to be it. We are going to declare the winner and the top male and female in each category and division. But then for the Wisconsin event, Sunday morning, bright and early Sunday morning, we're doing the pack out stage. So we're including that at Wisconsin just because that's our home area here at Tyrol Basin, and logistics wise we can do that. Whereas in Pennsylvania, for travel and getting everything there that we need, we just can't do that, and because we're having a big 3D shoot on Sunday in Pennsylvania. So the pack out stage on Sunday, what that's going to look like is you're going to be responsible for just your pack. We are going to be providing the weight that you're going to have to put in your pack. So, for example, in the Beast division for the men's open, you're going to be carrying 80 pounds. So we're going to have an 80-pound sandbag. We're actually going to carry 2 sandbags. So this is basically just a polypropylene sandbag that has a gravel sand mixture in it. This thing weighs about 65 pounds. So for the men's open, you're going to have 2 40-pound bags that you're going to have to put in your pack or strap to your pack in one way or the other. So this is a 60-pounder. So think of a 20-pounder being, or I'm sorry, a 40-pounder being down to here probably, okay? And it will kind of lay out a little bit, but you're going to have to attach 2 of these. So if you're carrying 80 pounds or 70 pounds or 60 pounds, that's kind of what I'm thinking is the 3 different weight divisions for the pack out stage. It's going to be in 2 separate bags. So just like you're out there elk hunting or whatever it might be, and you got your meat bag, you're going to get basically 2 meat bags and you're going to stick it in your pack. That course is I'm undecided on what that's going to be. It's going to be mostly uphill. There might be a little downhill, but mostly uphill. For the team division, this is where it's I guess it's conducive to be on a team if you don't want to carry heavy weight. Because let's say you're a 30-year-old male and you're on a team with another 30-year-old male, you only have to carry half the weight each person does. So if it's 80 pounds, each of you has to carry 40 pounds for the pack out. So that's where being on a team is going to be helpful for that. You're not going to have to put so much weight on your pack. So be thinking about that. But the pack out stage, the weight, the 80 pounds is just the weight we bring. So you're probably going to want to have the lightest pack available. You're not going to want to have any excess weight, because if you have, let's say, 10 or 15 pounds in your pack, your frame and your pack itself, and if you have other stuff, then you're going to be carrying 95 pounds. So it's an 80 pound, a 70 pound, or 60 pounds is what you're actually going to be carrying on top of what your pack weighs. So that's where this initial ascent comes in nice, because it's a very lightweight carbon fiber frame, and you can attach that on there. This weighs probably not even 5 or 6 pounds. So whereas some of those packs are pretty heavy duty, but if you're carrying 80 pounds, if your age division requires you to carry 80 pounds, you're not going to want a book backpack that you're going to carry to school, because there's no way that weight is going to go in there and you're going to be able to complete that course. Again, for the pack out stage on Sunday morning, I highly recommend a hiking boot, because it is going to be steep. There might be some downhill, so you're going to want something with good footwear, good ankle support. You're going to want trekking poles. Highly recommend trekking poles for that final stage. You will not be required to carry your bow. Okay, you were successful the night prior. You packed in on the beast course. You chased your game in the pursuit stage, and then you harvest your stage on the harvest stage during the 3D course. Sunday morning, you get to enjoy the fruits of your labor and pack that weight out, pack that meat out. So those are the requirements. If there's anything that I forgot, I'll mention them in the comments, or please feel free to ask questions. Hopefully this was clearer than mud, but maybe this is going to drum up some more questions and stuff. But again, your archery equipment, your bow, your arrows, your release, your sight, and your pack has to be the same through all of the stages. Your clothes, your footwear, stuff like that, you can change that from stage to stage. Binoculars, you're going to want to have those for the full day on Saturday, along with your rangefinder to be able to utilize those in the stages. Water, you're going to want to have an Nalgene bottle or some type of bladder to carry to have water. Again, just recapping here, your weight for the beast course and the pursuit stage, you are required for having that. It can be whatever you want it to be. But for the pack out, we will have the appropriate bags and the weights for those. So again, if you have any questions, shoot us a message. Visit beastmodearcherychallenge.com to answer any questions you might have. And I look forward to seeing you out there. Hope you're training. Hope you're having a fun time. Get out there and practice your 3D archery skills at a local club shoot. Support our local clubs. They need all the help that they can get right now. And look forward to seeing you on the hill in Wisconsin, or out at the historic village, which is going to be a phenomenal venue out in Pennsylvania. So keep training, train smart, and train often.